that started my acting world. So then I got to this part. It's called Blues for Life by the Allen Brothers. They got a lot of stuff on Tubi. I did theirs. I was like a cop, but I had no lines or nothing. Tommy from Martin was in it. Big Red from Five Heartbeats was in it. So I got to meet Tommy, and like he had a scene. I was like one of his rookies or whatever, and I acted in it. And he was talking to me in the movie, so I spoke back, and everybody was like, "Wait, you're not supposed to say nothing and all that." And I'm like, "Damn, man, I can't talk. I can't say nothing to Tommy from Martin. This Tommy from Martin." You see what I'm saying? So that's when I learned a lot about sets. That was my first real set experience, and then I went from there. So then it got to a point where I didn't have to audition. I was just offered stuff just because I was like moving. I was doing the motion. That's how I got the Prodigal Brother with Phaedra. Because I had the experience. I was getting it in. I did all the extra roles and all that. It was my time to shine. I mean, I got on the Chase. The Chase came out, but we only did like 4 episodes. The production fell through. But if we would have finished, it would have been cold. It had everybody in it that I worked with on my own stuff in it. Because it's a small black acting community in New Orleans, and even even stretched from like Baton Rouge to Lafayette, pretty much all of us like run across each other because it ain't really much out there for us. And then a lot of the time it's hard for me to get roles because everybody knows me from being a producer, writer, director. So like a lot of the time that get overshadowed by the acting. Sometimes I just want to act. Like I don't want to like work backstage or like have to produce and shit like that all the time. Like sometimes I just want to act too. Like let somebody else direct, and I just when I'm acting, I'm acting. I'm not Jesse the director when somebody else is directing. I'm not gonna step on nobody else shit. Now sometimes I be thinking shit, but I ain't gonna say it. Like I'm not, unless they really sinking it and I need to say something. But I ain't gonna never just go step on somebody else's toes like that. If I'm working on somebody else's set. So if you don't want to cast me, I promise I'll be on my best behavior. I do my shit and get out. I'm good. Like it's just like I said. I'd be like, hey man, you got any parts for me? He was like, nah, but I do need your help trying to figure out where we gonna shoot this and da da da. I was like, okay, cool, but I'd much rather act. So it's hard sometimes. And then like living around this area, a lot of people don't want to act like that. Like how you think they do. They have a million actors down here, but they really kind of don't. Like I swear, like when I'm casting, it be the same. It usually be like the same people I see, and it may be like 3 or 4, 5 or 6 thrown in extra that I've never seen before. But like even on like other projects that I'm acting in, that I'm not directing and stuff, I always see somebody I know. Like this community is real small. So I mean, I guess we just need to stick together. But it's hard for directing because like directing, everybody want to be the man. Nobody don't believe in like collaborating no more. We having a lot of directors be trying to check your blood pressure, and they just don't know. I come from the music business, and we'll get to that in another episode. But like you don't want this smoke, cause like you don't. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't have that. Like I coming from the music business, it requires you to be a little more aggressive and standoffish. And coming in the film game, you got to kind of be courteous and sweet. So when somebody trying you, you be ready to knock the ass the fuck out. You got a lot of people in this business that'll test you. You just can't get to you because you're gonna fuck yourself up. So that's my advice for y'all out there. Don't let the I call them the cheese and cracker people. Don't let the cheese and cracker people make you feel like you need to swing on them and stuff like that, because that's just not necessary. Don't do it. You kill them with kindness and words. That's for sure. But like I said, the acting community is small, so always watch your relationships and who you get along with and who you mess over, because same people you see going up, the same people you're gonna see going down. You know, I didn't have incidents myself. You know, we'll get on that in another episode. But you know, it's like you gotta like really be smart. That's my favorite thing to say is to be smart, because one false move can ruin your life. You know, but as far as like the acting and directing, like it changed my life. Like I love it. You know, I was inspired by like pretty much anything. You know, I was watching everything. So it's like you can't tell me shit about no movies, or should I say films? You know, you can't tell me shit about films. You can't. Like maybe the technical side you can, but like as far as like the emotion, I know it. You know, I think it's very important. You know, my only wish is that like me and my partners could do more shit, but they ain't so damn introverted. Like you know, it's a gang of us, and them boys are so introverted though. Like them niggas don't like getting on camera for shit. It's like it sucks because they got a partner to actually do this. You know, but it's like none of them don't get on camera, man. Like I just wish we could all just do a whole bunch of shit together. You know, but you know it don't work out like that. But I am working with my sister. My sister is a beast, and you know, like my sister was in this with me when we was kids. So then I went to school for it. Now she in school for it now. My sister Christina, she's like amazing at it. Like she watching my every step, and I know that, so I can't slip. Like I can't like take time off, because as soon as I do, my little sister's on my ass. You know, and you know, like I'm so proud of her because like she took it a step further than where I took it. Like you know, so you know, God forbid I ever fall off, I just live off her shit. You know what I'm saying? I go stay in her house. You know, so it don't really bother me. You know, so we have like you know like a family coming. You know, but my son he don't want to do it neither though. It's crazy though. Like you know, if my daddy was a filmmaker or act, I couldn't wait. But my son don't want to be a part of this shit at all. Which I am okay with. If he just, you know, he want to stay out of the limelight, I am very okay with that. You know, so you know, it's funny though. Like I'm surrounded by a whole lot of introverted people, and I guess it's with me being from the south, the country, and wherever. Like you know, I think you know, it's more private life living. You know, that's why it's hard for me to adjust being in dirty Hollywood. I call it, because I went from not talking to nobody at all to having to lead people into a film. And it's hard. It was hard at first. Like, it's still hard. Like, it's still hard for me to, like, okay, guys, let's all get this together when I barely talk to one person a day. You know, it's hard. It's hard, but, you know, I'm learning. And then, like, you know, it's men's mental health month. So, you know, mental health is another thing. And especially, like, with you being an artist, and when you have your like, you know, you deep into your emotions, and like, so when you having a bad day, you feeling that bad day. When you having a great day, you feeling that great day. When I'm having a great day, I dance. When I'm having a bad day, or I'm depressed or have anxiety, I'm laying on the couch, like barely can move, like you know, and then like, but you can also like transform that into your art. So like, you know, those with like depression and anxiety, you could like use your art, especially like if I got a scene coming up where it's like it requires me to be pissed or cry, so I'm gonna kill it. That's how I'm already feeling. And that's a way to get it out, you know, because you know it's hard for us men to express ourselves. You know, see, like at one point, like because I had mental health problems since I was probably like 14, like it's not. I've been in therapy since 2013, so that's probably about what is 25. So that's 12 years. I actually like my mental health was so bad I had to go to therapy. I had to, like, so you know, for men who kind of don't want to do it because it seemed lame and stuff like that. I guess you just wasn't at my bottom because my bottom was so bad I had to go get help. Like you know, I ain't had no choice. So it's easier for me to express myself because I don't give a fuck if somebody tell me I'm sassy and shit. You can kiss my ass. But you know, some people still grasp on to what other people say. So, And I ain't gonna sit up here and tell you like don't let what other people say affect you because it happens to me too. But I can say, I mean, what they gonna do? Whoop your ass? I mean, if nobody could whoop your ass, it ain't that serious. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the worst they could do to you? So, mental health is important. That's why I say go to therapy. Because, I mean, they say, people judge you if you talk to somebody I just don't think they give a fuck. Obviously, like I don't think it's I'm a judge you thing. I think it's just kind of like, bro, I don't care. I got my own problems. You actually got somebody that's getting paid to listen to your problems. So tell them all your problems. Just let it loose. My therapist was a Native American woman. Like, she wasn't even black or white. Like, she was Native American. And now she was my therapist for 10 years. Got me through a lot. So, you never know who's going to help you out. So that's all I got for today. So now we're going to get into, like, the funny and the deep and the crazy shit, like, on the next episode. So I'm going to holler at y'all. But before I go, you already know, top 5. All right, today we're doing top 5 actors for me. All right, so don't judge. But you know who one of my favorite actors is? Jonathan Majors. I love that dude, bruh. Like, anything he playing, I watch. Like, I first think I saw him in White Boy Rick. And he had killed that to me, So ever since then, I pretty much been following him. Number 2 is Denzel. But everybody like Denzel. Why wouldn't you like Denzel, My 3rd would be Danny McBride. If you don't know who that is, look him up. I feel like I got a lot of. He was like the black version of me. Like, country boy, funny, little thick. You know what I'm saying? Like, every man look like I got. He does it for me. Number 4 is probably. You know what? I don't fucking know. This shit is a lot of pressure. Two more. Robert De Niro for sure. Like, and Al Pacino. There you go. That's my 5 right there. That's all I need. Because to be honest with you, I mean, majority of the movies I watch, man, I forgot one though. This dude here is my dog, Wesley Snipes. But I will put him / Denzel to me because I like Wesley. Wesley to me is my GOAT. Only, bruh, like, you gotta understand what it's like being dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? Like, Denzel, like, I love Denzel, but he look pretty. Like, hey, man, bruh, like, dark skinned, bruh, I'm telling you, I'm 37. Being dark skinned, that shit was different growing up in the South. I still got complexes to this day over that shit. You know what I'm saying? So Wesley really represented. That's my top 5. And I'm out of here. Peace.